Phil Mickelson has accused the four majors of blocking LIV Golf's access to world ranking points to ensure they retain the overwhelming share of the profits generated from their tournaments. The Breakaway League was informed earlier this week that its application has been turned down by the official Golf World Rankings Board after a 16-month process. With the PGA Tour and the DP World Tours having rescued themselves from the decision, it was left to organizers of the Masters, the Open, the US Open, and USPGA to deliver a verdict, and Peter Dawson, the OGWR chairman, revealed that the vote was unanimous. Dawson, the former chief executive of the R&A, told LIV that its bid had fallen short because of the fears that the circuit was a closed shop, also citing concerns about the 54-hole format with no cut, multi-year contracts for players, and the fact that it involves a team component. The Saudi-funded league reacted angrily, stating that OGWR's judgment meant that professional golf is now without a true or global ranking system, and insisted that the major fields will be weakened if they continue to rely on the rankings for its exemptions. Mickelson, however, went one step further, declaring that the likes of the R&A are more concerned with the money in the coffers than the depth of the quality in their events. I must go step by step to show how majors are protecting themselves, Mickelson posted on X. If OGWR points were given, then more and more players go to LIV. Then ultimately the best players are at LIV. LIV controls all the best players' schedules. LIV has leadership with its players' best interests at heart. LIV goes to majors and represents the players to negotiate a percentage more than 5% of revenues. FYI, baseball, football, basketball are closer to 50%. Get it? Majors must keep division for themselves to keep this going. Mickelson's point is that while the majors earn hundreds of millions, only a small percentage goes into the prize funds. With the bulk of the bounty, Augusta National carries on expanding its boundaries. The R&A and US Golf Association plows resources into the grassroots, while the PGA of America represents almost 30,000 club pros. Mickelson maintains that the split is far from fair. The six-time major winner, who joined LIV last year in a $200 million deal, also contends that despite not being officially involved, the PGA Tour was complicit in the OGWR snub to guarantee its own revenues from TV contracts. Answering a post from fellow Masters champion Trevor Immelman, Mickelson spelt out his beliefs that will sound to some like the arguments of a conspiracy theorist. Trevor, LIV was never going to get points, Mickelson replied. Why? It's a monopoly run by all the governing bodies. The PGA Tour TV contract is based on OGWR criteria for them to get all their money. They would lose leverage in negotiations if LIV got points. Last but not least, the tour has borrowed against the TV deal. If they don't hit their benchmarks and don't get all their TV money from CBS, they will have an immediate capital call. Don't believe me? Ask CBS Chief Executive Sean McManus. If Mickelson sounds aggrieved, then he later claimed, "I don't care if LIV never gets ranking points. This is move 6 in a long game of chess." He added, "You won't believe moves 32 through 37. That's when it gets really good." With this last point, Mickelson may be referring to the ongoing negotiations between the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund and the PGA Tour and DP World Tours. A surprise framework agreement was struck in June, but now the respective parties are trying to thrash out the details of an overarching deal. Depending on which side of the camp is talking, either LIV holds all the aces or the tours are in command. Mickelson plays in the final individual event of this year's LIV Golf League's campaign, which begins in Jeddah on Friday. Australian Cam Smith, the 2022 Open Championship, who labeled OGWR as obsolete on Wednesday, is in line to win the €15 million bonus for topping the season standings, although he could be leapfrogged by Americans Taylor Gooch and Bryson DeChambeau. We'll see what happens. What do you think about this? Let me know down below. Oh yeah.